Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Yo, yo, yo. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? John DeMarco. Happy Thursday. Peace and blessings. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Without him, there is no me. There is no Assembly of Excellence. So I got to tip my hat off to the man upstairs for making this possible, for putting me in this position. His grace, his mercy is endless. Humble, glad to be here with y'all. Appreciate all the love and support, the continued support that I've gotten the last couple of years. You see the title. We're definitely going to touch on that here in a second. But let me get my flowers out. You know I got to. Poets, artists, painters, authors. You know who you are. If you've been here before, you know you always have a seat. If you've been here before, you know that I'm genuine about my shout outs. But I take this very serious. I'm very grateful for every foot and every seat that has been here. So from my home to your home, I appreciate everything that you've done here. Much love. Look, we got a little time. We're going to chop it up tonight. If you've been to any of the streams, you know I'm very thorough. I'm very transparent about my opinions. They may vary. They might not be ideal to you, but that's fine. We can agree to disagree on this side of the internet. It's not a big deal to me. But I do want to address the back and forth that has taken place with the men and the women on social media when it comes to this particular story. Just sharing my own point of view. Doesn't have to be 1000% accurate to you. It's just my perspective. And that's what's missing. Perspective. Giving someone the floor to express themselves openly and freely without judgment, while also having discourse. The objective and mission, come to some terms of agreement. Are we overthinking this? Are we really overanalyzing? Are we making this more than what it really is? I guess that's subjective. What I'm going to do, I got a clip. Well, technically, I got two, even though there's dozens of them. I do want to address one thing, too. I'm going to do it after I play it, though. The same people that's complaining and the same people that have issues with this particular woman dressing the way she dresses, y'all ain't really no better than her. I'm talking about a specific group of them. It's not all of them. It's a select few. Y'all know what y'all doing. But I got you covered. Let's bring this up on a big screen real quick. It's like a minute, 30 seconds. I'm gonna let this run all the way through. Now I want y'all to understand this isn't even the original footage. The original one is a student recording the teacher. And she's showing off a little bit standing at the door of a classroom. This is more of a montage, a collection of outfits that this young lady has worn to the classroom. So let's run the tape.
Pedophiles enough. Like these teachers who are going to school in bodycon outfits, BBLs, and in heels that you would wear to the club, to school, like wanting to be attractive to children is a thing that pedophiles do. Like nobody wants to be attracted to children, but somebody attracted to children. You know what I mean? And then you think in your head, like, all these women are so beautiful. Why would they be attracted to children? Because they're attracted to children. Like it doesn't have anything to do with what this person looks like, but everything about their intention and their desire. They want to be attractive to children. Teacher Bay? Bay to who? The other teachers or the internet? Like, and then another thing, it's very strange to sexualize a job that's centered around children. Do you get you know what I'm saying? Like having a huge BBL and you're posting it like this is my outfit for the day, this is my teacher's outfit, and you're turning around and then like you're posing at the school in front of the school bus, like it's very much like you're sexualizing the idea of being around children, working with children and things like that. And that's strange to me. That's weird. And it's weird because it's pedophilia, and pedophilia is very weird. When
So the big question, is it pedophilia? Is this woman dressing inappropriate? Is she disrespecting the school? Is she disrespecting the principal, the faculty, the staff? Is she going into this building full of children with the intentions of deceiving, manipulating, and extracting a sick and twisted version of validation from minors to feel and sustain her own ego and her own fleshly, sick, weird little desires? You would be surprised at how torn this is. There are people who actually think that a lot of people are jealous, envious. This is what I'm referring to right here. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it back up. You got men and women who say, this is way too much. Like her. There's dozens of videos just like this. You know better as an adult. Why are you coming to school like that? You can dress like this once you get out of the classroom. Matter of fact, wait until you're off the clock if you want to put that type of stuff on. Don't go to school dressed like that. Who is that for? Like, really? But then you got people like this right here.
I told y'all I was going to find it. Miss Williams, the viral teacher that's been going viral lately for her outfits. Y'all look at this new video. Was this too much?
Oh, look at Miss Williams. Hey, Miss Williams. It's Monday. It's Monday. Oh.
I mean,
Teacher Bay, I had your back until you came around with that black and white outfit with the strap around the ankles.
Shut your big hating ass up. Look, I'm gonna just say it like this. Y'all, if that was a white woman,
you know how it's supposed to be for the kids.
She did not have them curves, y'all would it would be no problem with this outfit. It's because she got curves and people like to hate. You know what I'm saying? This is the same. I mean, she's dressed no worse than the women y'all let y'all kids idolize on YouTube, or y'all let them idolize on Facebook or Instagram, and they be half naked. They be half naked. She's not. So I'll just be like, y'all be picking and choosing, and it be seeming like a hate thing to me. Instead of letting someone that the kids actually want to grow up and look like, you know what I'm saying, motivate them to be a positive person. So they like, oh, it's not only strippers that look like this. You know what I'm saying? I can be a smart teacher and still look like this. Nobody want to look like your big pocket dress or fluffy feet ass. Nobody. Come on, man.
You got one side saying this is perversion, that is pedophilia, that is clout chasing, and just like you, bro, I'm gonna give my opinion. I'm just trying to give you a understanding. There are people who really are looking at this and they're saying, look, man, if you have an issue with how this woman is dressing as a teacher, then you should have the same energy towards Megan Thee Stallion. You should have the same energy towards Sexy Red. You should have that same energy towards these OnlyFans models and all of these chicks that's on social media dressing just like her. So let me go to the comments real quick. I agree. And I think I can answer and respond to this post along with what he's trying to argue. From my own personal perspective, as a teacher, I expect you to be dressed appropriate. When I was growing up, my teachers, they dressed with pizzazz. They dressed like they were constantly preparing to go to a meeting, or they were about to stand in front of the president or somebody significantly important, because they had to make decisions that were going to affect the country. That's how they dressed. They always came with the intentions on making sure that they were taken serious. Your outfit makes or breaks you. It's either going to make people take you serious, or it's going to make people look at you in a certain light, devoid of respect. The respect that you think you're getting is not the respect that they're going to be given to you. Anytime I thought about what a teacher was, I never thought booty shorts, skirts that damn near showed their cheeks with their titties out. I never went to school and looked at a teacher and thought, oh, she was flirting with me. The way she's dressed, it's like she's putting it on for me. I never, ever got that impression from not a single woman, from elementary all the way up to 12th grade. They always dressed like they were working in the library. This is an entirely different generation. Between the fact that you don't have teachers that want to be teachers anymore because the pay is horrible, the kids are disrespectful. You have a culture that overly sexualizes everything. It's like you have to be sensual in everything that you do. If you're on TikTok, you got to be sensual. If you're on a billboard, you got to be sensual. If you're on a post, you got to be sensual. If you're doing a commercial, you got to be sensual. You could be doing a commercial for Chuck E. Cheese, and you got to be sexual. Everything has to be. But then I asked the question, well, if that's the case, who are you trying to grab attention? Who are you really doing all of this for? A principal dresses like a principal. A suit, tie. You know the combo. A firefighter, they have one specific type of uniform. Police officers, one specific type of uniform. That's how I looked at teachers. They have a specific type of uniform. They never had like a official uniform, but they had like a official uniform. It separated them from the kids. It separated them from the hookers and the prostitutes and the clairvoyants and the mediums and the rappers. Teachers had their own style. And what he's up here trying to say is, how do you have a problem with a woman dressing the way she's dressing, but you don't have a problem with everybody else doing it? That I agree with. But here's the difference. if you really dug into my channel, I have covered at least 10 or more reaction videos. 10 or more to women. I'm not even just talking about dudes. I've gotten at least 10 videos of women inappropriately dealing with kids. That's women alone. And these are teachers. So when you talk about people are jealous, I can't speak for nobody else. I can't speak for you, bro. I can't speak for nobody else in the general populace. But because I'm closer to it, I'm the one that's always scrolling and looking for things to cover to bring awareness to the public, whether or not people see it or not. I'm always looking for a story. So I see 10, 15 different fucking videos or stories about. I've done 2 videos of teachers who got pregnant by 13 and 14-year-old students. I've done videos where teachers were planning to have threesomes and foursomes and all type. Like, you think that I'm joking or I'm exaggerating? Go fact check. Every platform on YouTube don't do this. I talk about everything. When you tell me as a black man doing a reaction video to a teacher like this, and you tell me that people are jealous, I'm not jealous. I'm far from it. And I don't think a lot of people are. There's a long list, a long history of perversion in the public school system. A lot of that shit was just coming out. The last 20 years, probably further back, they just getting caught. But this shit been going on forever. You got women and men right now. Like, this is the beginning of the school year. I'm telling you, there are men and women right now that's probably fucking around with students, or they will be. Either they've been doing it over the summer, or they're going to resume doing this shit during the year. And you think it's a joke. You think it's like people just be dismissing these type of cases. All right, let's see how you feel when you're in that position. Nah, bro. I absolutely do not think that a lot of people are envious and jealous of this. If we keeping it all the way a buck, there's women right now that are teachers. They're taking what this woman has done and they're copying her whole system. You said it at the beginning of this. The clout. It's the clout, the attention. Think I'm joking. I just finished watching a video where the woman, she said, look, man, since y'all have such a issue with her outfit, do you have an issue with mine? And she got on something similar to her. And she's in the classroom, she's showing it off. A lot of these women, man, they thirsty. They ain't got no morals. They don't stand for nothing. They would rather have the attention They would rather have 1 million people follow, like, subscribe to them. They don't really care about the impact that they're having on these kids at all. And it's obvious. This is the era we're in. Everything is about validation. Everything is about attention. Everything is about me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. The minute that they found out that you could make money off of Instagram and you can make money off of TikTok and you can make money off of these platforms without really having to do OnlyFans, all you got to do is have a nice body, still be in shape, still have like that youth, and still have that sex appeal to you. You understand that there are simps. There are a lot of simps all across the internet that have no problem lining your pockets up just to stare at you, just to look at you for 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Oh shit. All I gotta do is walk around and twerk a little bit, shake a little something. All I gotta do is give them a little tease. Men are some of the easiest people to ensnare in anything. You can get, as a woman, you can get a man to do damn near any fucking thing. That's a fact. Dudes are simple. Most men don't have no type of discipline whatsoever. That right there, I didn't expect any type of stories like that when I was growing up, when I was in elementary and high school. I never heard. I heard that the gym teacher was kind of a pervert, but we never really saw or heard about someone getting arrested or no. It never got that extreme. These folks out here, though, man, I tell you, all you, this is the easiest way. If you're a woman, this is the easiest way to make a living. All you gotta do is show up, put in the work. You ain't really gotta do nothing but wear some creative, freaky shit. You good. The easiest part of life is probably being a woman. You probably got it the easiest of any species on this planet. But y'all disrespecting and you're turning the classroom into something that, quite frankly, I wouldn't want no part of it, man. I wouldn't. And we joke around. Oh, I didn't have no teachers like that when I was going to school. But you don't understand the spiritual side of it. You don't know how that shit fucked a dude mind up, a kid at that. So for him referring to Sexy Red and Cardi B and them, they ain't no better. They just as bad. And I do understand the hypocrisy, but a teacher is not a rapper. You expect that stupid shit from rappers. You expect that from folks in those fields of work. You don't expect that from teachers. Did anybody expect a teacher to come to work half naked? Did anybody expect a teacher to come to work with a BBL in 2000 or 1984 or 1970? Did you expect your teacher to come in there sucking on popsicles and lollipops and taking Instagram pictures with the students? And exactly, there's a level. There's 3 people off the top of my head I can think of that always was supposed to have a certain level of prestige to them and respect. I was just raised that way. You respect your elders off the rip. Firefighters, the president, teachers. If anybody, teachers. You got to go to school. You got to train. You got to be disciplined. You got to carry yourself a certain way. You got PTA meetings. You got all these different things going on. You got to grade. You got to do tests and quizzes, and you got to sit there for 8 hours a day for months on end with various students with different strengths and weaknesses, and you have to figure out how to get them to understand what you're trying to teach them. That's a different level of gift. That takes strength. That definitely takes divine talent. Everybody can teach people. You got to deal with disrespectful students. You got to deal with bedwetters. You got to deal with liars. You got to deal with kids that cheat. You got to deal with kids that cut class. You got to deal with kids with disrespectful parents who don't know how to discipline their kids, that bully. Teachers got one of the shittiest jobs to me. In my humble opinion, I think that's one of the crappiest jobs that you could ever have. Because most of the time, the parents don't really have your back. You're not getting the funding. You're not even getting paid all like that. Shit, Rob will tell you, and he said it before, the teachers ain't got it easy. Hell, my folks, they just moved up. She goes through hell. It's not fun. It's not like, it's supposed to be gratifying, but we've tainted it. Now you're turning the school into a strip club. This woman right here, yeah. Save your outfits for when you're off the clock. Save your outfits for the weekend. This isn't Pop Your Balloon, my nigga. Are you trying to find your husband at school dressed like that? Are you trying to pick somebody up off the street when you out? You're a teacher. That means that your level of intellect should be above average. That means that you should already understand that there are things that you do and don't do. There's a time and a place for everything. This is not the time for that. That can wait until the weekend or whatever. But the fact that you're bringing it into a building filled with kids that are impressionable, parents aren't even parents anymore. Kids are getting introduced to things at an earlier rate every year that passes. Kids are getting knocked up at 12 and 13 years old. They know more about sex than a lot of adults. That's how bad it is. So I really don't want to hear that she's being innocent or she's just dressing to exercise her rights or whatever. No, the hell she's not. I don't even know if she's a good teacher. She says she's a good teacher. She speculates it. Cool. Maybe you are. But this right here, as the principal, if I'm in this position looking at this and you've been doing this way too much, I would have a conversation with you. I would tell you this. You're going to have to change your wardrobe up. This is not working for me. But the truth of the matter is a lot of women are perverts. They are freaks. And they have desires that you would be ashamed of. You would be sick to your stomach if you really knew the mindset of a lot of these people. I say that shit all the time. Nobody's falling for it. You want the attention. You want the TikTok views. You're trying to generate your own source of income up here on the internet. You're trying to retire. You want to retire. You don't want to teach no more. Men who are horny will make sure that your life is set forever. As long as men are horny and they think with their dick, you will never struggle. You will never have a problem paying your rent. You think I can get up here on the internet and ask people to help me out with a couple of dollars? I can put a GoFundMe up. Matter of fact, I did this shit before. And I'm really going through some shit. I'm really dealing with serious shit. But guess what? Most of society don't give a fuck about men anyway. But let a woman come up here and tell you, oh shit. Matter of fact, true story. I did a reaction video to this shit too. A woman was twerking on the job, recording it for TikTok. Guess what happened? They fired her dumbass. Then she went immediately to TikTok. She set up a GoFundMe account and she said, look, people, they fired me because I was just dancing. I was just having fun. And she played the victim. And these motherfuckers, they paid for like 2 weeks, 2 months worth of rent for her. People came to her rescue. Didn't even hesitate. Didn't take them no more than a few hours before she had that money locked in her account. And then on top of that, you got the pay pig shit. You got women who are pregnant. You getting up here on social media, doing little freaky shit and stuff like that, getting paid by dudes who have a fetish for pregnant women. Doing like, come on, man. The market for women is so broad. There's no real end to it. That shit is crazy. Shout out to Miss Taylor. I appreciate you for the repost. The market for women has always benefited them way more than it does men. Everything now is sexual. You can't go on no app without there being something sexual. You can't be at the store without there being something sexual. Cardi B is a horrible example of a woman, but people still glorify and praise her. Most of these female rappers are garbage. They rap, but a lot of them are garbage rappers. Them being nasty is the only thing that keeps them above water, because most men and women are perverts. You lustful. All you care about is hoping that one day they're going to give you the attention that you want. But all you're doing is feeding their ego, lining their pockets up, making them richer, putting them in position to never have to do and go through what we go through. They never have to deal with the life that we deal with. They're not examples for nobody. They ain't taught a single fucking person out here nothing positive. But I'm the problem. I'm the issue. You're a teacher. When you decided to do that job and take on that role, you said to every parent, they're safe in my hands for 8 hours. While you're at work, I'm responsible for their safety. No harm will come upon them. They will not fall into any danger. I will step in and intercede. I will make sure that they learn, that they grow, that they are not manipulated, controlled, and forced out into the world faster than they should be. As a teacher, I am here to make sure that they are not bullied, that they get the best education possible, that they develop the tools necessary to succeed in a world that does not care about us. I, as a teacher, I have given you my oath as a woman, as a man, to make sure that you can go to work and sweat and bleed and pour into these useless and wasteless jobs for 10, 12 hours. I will take them and I will help you mold them the best way I can. I will give you my word that they will never, ever suffer or go through any type of emotional turmoil as long as they're in my hands. But these kids are killing themselves. These kids are getting pregnant. These kids are having kids with grown ass adults. And you want to tell me that there is nothing weird or illogical with grown women coming to work dressed like they are about to go out on the town till about 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, as much as we talk, and as much as I vent, and as much as I scream and yell to the top of my lungs, and I try my best to peel the layers back and be as honest as possible about how they lie and manipulate us, it is only but so much a person can do and say. The fact of the matter is, more people should be hearing this and hearing these conversations and seeing this and understanding how serious and how important this is. But the fact is, people don't really care. It's a trend. It's just a trend. It's something to hop on until something else is hot, and then you hop on that. Vice versa. The cycle continues. These teachers, they're underpaid, underappreciated. And if it's either one of those, they're secretly invoking their own lust and desires, and they're fulfilling them under a mask of being a protector. You're not a protector. They never do. They never do. It's too uncomfortable. It's too uncomfortable. That's why I do it. I have fun with it too. I enjoy it thoroughly. I don't find anything fun or exciting about grown-ass women going around students dressed the way that they're dressed. You telling me that there's no ramifications from her dressing like that around boys? She trying to tell you none of these kids are turned on by her. How the hell you know these kids ain't turned on by you? How do you know that? You don't. When we hit that age and hormones and shit start kicking in, ain't no stopping that. They made us think that it was I. The Adam Sandler movie tells you that they were trying to make it seem like it was okay for boys to go after older women. That movie where he fucked the teacher, who do you think that was for? What do you think that was about? What do you think the real message was behind it? See, we don't really talk about that type of stuff. Like, let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. A lot of this stuff is to make you perverse, my nigga. They want you to be perverse. That shit is crazy. They want it that way. They want it that way. They want us living in constant sin. As long as you're in constant sin, you can die off. All right. I guess I might as well go down this rabbit hole. It seems like it's just, oh, it's a little boy and he likes an older woman. It seems innocent, you know, not no real big deal until you understand that there's a spiritual aspect to it. See, you introduce perversion to the children, you corrupt the children, and as they grow up, they take on perverse natures and actions and attributes that will multiply and spread to other people, causing more destruction and more perversion and more iniquity along the way. There's a system, a spiritual system set in motion to kill us all off in different ways. A woman dressing like this in an establishment, the way she's dressing, to me, that is a Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirits do not identify in the same realm as regular people. These women, they think they're being independent. they're being free, they're expressing themselves, and all this yada yada yada. Jezebel spirits use women like that to reach a specific audience of people, so that the images of the woman being controlled by the succubus spirit can spread and reach out and perverse the eye and the mind of other impressionable men and women out there in the world, to get them to fall into sin. All it takes is you to look at something, the lust of the eyes. So as soon as I seen it, and I'm thinking, a quick second came across my mind. She got a BBL. I wouldn't fuck her because I don't like BBLs. Now, if it was actually her actual body, then this would be a different conversation. And then I have to like automatically snap the fuck out of it, because I know if I lock on to that shit, I'll start wanting to look at more ass and more titties and more people. That's how that shit works. You see one thing, you get curious, you get fixated on it, you want to see more of it. So you start exploring, and before you know it, you got your baby oil in one hand, you got something else in the other hand. Or you go out here and you start doing other things that are perverse and are not pleasing in the eyes of the creator itself. This is all a design. It's like this. This should be way too deep for folks, man. I prefer to do this sometimes by myself, because I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want nobody getting triggered. And thus we can just have the conversation. We can just be, there's no la. We can, you know what I'm saying? That's not it though. At Arcana, if you see a post on Threads and it's a rage bait post, and it's a white person saying something ignorant about a black person, are you going to engage in that post? Are you going to get triggered by the post? Or are you going to see the post, understand what the post is, ignore it, and keep it pushing? There's a huge difference. All it takes is a split second to decide, am I going to allow this to draw me into it? And then 20 minutes later, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm ready to break a cracker, whatever. All it takes is a seed to be planted. All it takes is an ignorant motherfucker to say something stupid out of his mouth. Most people are emotionally disconnected, spiritually disconnected. You don't understand when there are traps being set. There are traps being set every single day, all day, around us, 24 hours. Here and here. The posts, the videos, the clips, the uploads, the threads, the comments, the news. There's snares, there's traps all around us all day. All it takes is for you to not recognize what it is, step into it, and then before you know it, you done created something that never needed to be in the first place. And teachers should know better. If anybody, teachers should know better. You should already know what your presentation means to the rest of the public. I see you, I go to a PTA meeting, I see you dressed like this. I'm married. but you dress like that. Yeah, you're creating, you're either purposely or inadvertently creating situations in the minds of somebody who probably already have a hard time with temptations in the first place. There's a verse or a passage in the Bible in Proverbs where it speaks about the woman who stands at her door and she pretty much entices the men that's walking through and passing by. She smells good, she dresses good. That fragrance, that she's sweet talking the men coming through. And I don't want to butcher the quote, but as soon as you walk through them doors, you're putting yourself in hell and in damnation with a lot of other souls that have been consumed by her flirtatious behavior, by her wit, by her charm, by the way she dresses, all the jewelry, all that. You don't really have to believe me or take anything that I'm saying serious. I know it's the fact. I know it's true because marriages destroyed, relationships destroyed, friendships destroyed. Look at the conditions of the world today. I could post the most articulate speech in the world on social media and get 10, 15 likes. You put a woman dressed like that teacher attached to that same post, it's going viral. Yeah. So overall, ultimately, I understand what he's talking about. There is a big hypocrisy. There are people who pick and choose who they want to have this energy for. There are people who are jealous and are just upset because they can't pull it off. But I'm the most unbiased. First of all, the BBL is atrocious. You should have never gotten that work done.
What?
You're too old to be dressing like that.
What?
That's not your real hair.
What?
You need to pick and choose between being a teacher and being an internet influencer. You cannot be a teacher and still beg for validation from social media. If none of this was for social media, then why so many videos of you posing and doing various things in front of the camera? Why all the uploads? Why even do any of that if it was never about that in the first place? Right. I digress. So my answer, she's absolutely wrong. She needs to change her wardrobe. And shame on the rest of these women that's using this, because the algorithm is locked in on her. You see that she's getting all of this backlash and compliments, and you see it's working for her. So you said, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and do it too. But you're trying to mask it as if you're defending her, or you're trying to, no, you're not trying to make a point. You're marketing. All you're doing is marketing.
You didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that.
You know it. I know it. It's clear as day. If you really felt like you needed to speak up about what he was doing, you would not have to set a camera up specifically at an angle that captures your entire body with the outfit on in front of the chalkboard in a classroom to get. You wouldn't have to do that. You could have just sat down at a table and just talked if it was really like that. This is my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the whole situation. I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me this evening. I'll see you. Excuse me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. My brother is going to be pulling up, making his debut on the show. I'm looking forward to having him up, man. We about to really chop it up. Me, him, and Sydney. This is going to be good. Definitely. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to get my week prepared, Lord willing. And yeah, y'all have a blessed night. Enjoy yourself. I will absolutely see you guys tomorrow, Lord willing. Again, we out.